Should I do this, Merc? Or? No?
Do you want me to look in the camera? Oh, is it rolling? Are we rolling?
Well,
who are we?
I think that involves molecules and protons and proteins.
Proteins?
And croutons.
Croutons now.
That's a big question. Who are we?
We
are...
it's a hard question. Who are we? Who are we as individuals?
I'm Frank Powley, and this is my twin brother Jim Powley.
I'm Jim Powley.
And we are Alex De La Fuente and Danny Wood and G, and we're four guys from Woking in Surrey that enjoy playing music together and creating music and just on rock.
Who are we?
We're Draven.
We're Draven. We're four boys what do rock.
Four lads what do rock.
Who are we? We are a local band who helped create and then conquer the local scene. Can we say that?
We just said it. You said it, bro.
We're four local boys what done good. Recorded some stuff, got management deals, got an independent record deal, got invited out to Hollywood to record with Kevin Caveman Shirley, who's a hero of ours. We've done loads of cool stuff. We're Draven. Who are we? We're
Draven.
We're husbands, we're daddies, we're brothers. Who are we?
We're four guys that done everything famous rock stars do, except two things. Didn't make any money, and no one knows who the heck we are.
Why are we?
We are because we are.
Why are we? Why are we? What does that even mean? Because I was born? Because mummy gave birth to us? Why are we?
It comes back to molecules and proteins and protons and croutons. And
why are we? Why are we a band? Four dudes that came together from their own independent states of emotional anguish and came together to form one massive, epic gut punch to our emotional problems.
Four guys with issues came together to create one big issue.
Where have we been? Where have we been, Frankie?
We've been doing grown-up things.
We grew up, we got married, had kids, having families, paying the bills, living life, living a good life. Plus also, we just kind of felt like we were smashing our heads against a brick wall in the old music industry.
That old music industry, huh?
You get so far and then you just keep ramming your head against a brick wall. For what reason? It got boring, so we just took a break and we wanted to get married and have kids and do real life stuff, the actual important stuff. That
we never broke up. We just took a vacation,
a staycation. We took a staycation. Why come back now? For fun. It's a new music industry now. It's a new music industry. The old music industry model works for you if you were already an established act and you were established using that model. You know, A&R, record companies, all that kind of stuff. So if you were like the Foo Fighters or the Chili Peppers or whatever, then that works for you, and you can also incorporate parts of the new music industry. But if you're just an artist starting out now, and in many ways for us this is a fresh start, that old music industry model is not going to work for you. They don't care. It's the new music industry now, and that is a social media based industry, and actually it's harder in some ways because there's more competition, but in other ways it's much easier and much more fun now because there's a lot of independent artists getting their stuff out there and just doing it themselves, guerrilla style, and it's fun. It's fun to do.
It's exciting as well. It's exciting. There's lots of new possibilities, technology and things like that.
We are at the forefront of a revolution, a technological revolution. In the 60s, that the Beatles and those guys were at the forefront of their revolution. And I'm not comparing us to the Beatles, but all these years later, there's another revolution going on musically, which is a technology-based revolution, and we're at the forefront of it. It's just everyone's got home studios these days, and with social media the way it is, it's fun. So that kind of inspired us to come back and start messing and start doing.
Why return now? What time is it? It's rock o'clock. Girls. To impress a girl.
To impress a girl. Which girl?
An old neighbour of ours. I wanted to pretend that I could play Johnny Be Good on the guitar. I couldn't play the guitar. Still can't play it now. But my dad...
So you can play the top string?
But yeah, there's 5 more of those babies. But Daddy's pretty mean on the guitar. So I got him to stand behind the door and play Johnny Be Good on his guitar, and I held the guitar and pretended to play Johnny Be Good, and I sang all out of key to our next door neighbour. I won't mention her name, but so it was to impress a girl.
Is that true?
True story.
Didn't know that. I first picked up a guitar because Frankie was playing guitar and I wanted to be cool like my brother. That's why I picked up the guitar.
Everybody wants to be cool like Frankie.
Yeah, but you're not Mr. Mahina cool.
Mr. Mohina, he is cool, man. If you guys know Mr. Mohina, then you're welcome around our house anytime.
You'll never be Mr. Mahina cool.
No, he's Mr. Mahina, right? We're talking about Mr. Mahina here, right? Mr. Mahina.
I first picked up a guitar because I remember seeing a poster, there's a black and white poster of a guy with really thick glasses, wearing a dicky bow and a tuxedo, and there was something really, really cool about him. And I noticed and I realised it's because he had a Fender Stratocaster slung round his waist. That was Buddy Holly. So that's one of the reasons why I first picked up a guitar. Plus, Dad was a musician, and so there was always guitars hanging around, and it was just something we did.
I mean, I don't really play any instruments. I barely play the guitar. I have a passion for drums.
You lie.
I like playing drums.
Aye. I like a bit of drumming, some piano, some keyboards, bass guitar. Dad was a bass guitarist, so play a bit of bass.
You're an all-rounder, bro. He's pretty nifty on the keyboards, on the bass guitar, and on the drum kit.
Jack of all trades.
Best guitar player I've ever played with.
Oh, Frankie. Wish I could say the same. God is a hero. Mummy and Daddy are heroes.
Daddy. Our wives, our kids.
My wife is my hero. She gave birth. I wouldn't. The minute they say scientists come on the news and say men can now give birth, mate, I am up the nearest tree.
I'm out of there.
I'm legging it. I ain't doing that. So my wife's my hero. Jesus Christ is my own personal hero. Heroes, what musical heroes? I guess musical heroes. Dad's a musical hero. He's the greatest musician that we know. He's the greatest living musician. He's a legend in his own lunchtime. He really is. He's a fantastic musician and he can play anything, anywhere, anytime. So he's a hero. Who's a heroes? Guitar heroes. Gary Moore, Peter Green, Joe Satriani, Joe Perry, Billy Corgan,
Jimmy Page,
Buddy Holly,
Chucky Berry,
Hendrix.
Too many, man. There's too many.
You can't. There's
Eddie,
too many.
Van Halen.
Yeah, Blue Saraceno, if you know him, he's cool.
Joe Bonamassa.
There's too many. There's too many guitarist heroes, man. It's heroes. Who else is heroes? Bruce Lee's a hero. Brandon Lee. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Come on. Mr. Mahina. Gary Moore is probably one of the first people that we ever really got into as a guitarist. He would play and he'd make it sound like flowing water somehow. I mean, it's just
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, such a beautiful guitarist. And Joe Satriani is just absolutely crazy, man. He really is surfing with the aliens.
He's a guitarist scientist.
He's a mental. He's like a wizard. He's a guitar wizard. You can ring my bell, ring my bell, bingy bing. God. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, Love is in the Air.
Love is in the air.
Gloria.
Gloria.
That's
That's because Dad was on TV playing these songs and we were just babies watching them on the television, so.
Our dad and his band were on a show on BBC One called The Lenny and Jerry Show. I don't know if you guys remember that. And he was on there for a few months, and every week they'd play Lenny and Jerry in on stage, and they were the house band. So they would play renditions of these songs. So our earliest memories were probably banging on pots and pans in the kitchen to Love is in the Air and Gloria and You Can Ring My Bell and tunes like that.
Adam and the Ants, I remember.
Adam and the Ants, Prince Charming, and I can remember our aunt singing that to us and also playing us Bill Haley's Rock Around the Clock when we were about 5 years old, I think.
Auntie Nat.
The first single I remember going out to buy was a vinyl single, a record. Remember those? Of course you do, they're back now.
Like a frisbee.
The first single I went out and bought was Would I Lie to You by Charles and Eddie.
Would I lie to you, baby? Would I lie to you? And that was the first time. That was not when vinyl was cool again for the second time round, which is now. That was the first time you could get vinyl. Remember that, kids?
The first album I remember having in my possession, I don't remember which album I went out and bought with money, but was In the Army Now. Was In the Army, Status Quo, which I think our Uncle Tav gave to us.
We found a copy of The 11th Hour by Magnum.
Magnum, yeah, we found it outside the house. That's a rocking album.
Metal.
And then we found out that a school teacher of ours who lived near us was a big Magnum fan. So years later we found that out, and then we thought maybe it was his and he dropped it. And so did we steal that album?
Brave New World by Iron Maiden. I remember that's probably one of the first ones that we actually couldn't wait to be released and went out and bought. Is that right? Brave New World? Is that the name of the album?
Yeah, that's a cracking album. Produced by Kevin Shirley.
Wicker Man.
Shadow of the Wicker Man.
Kevin Shirley.
I don't know. I'd probably bought lots of Status Quo albums before that though.
Maybe.
Back to Back and Perfect Remedy and.
Cool. Who's in my CD tray right now? That question was obviously written by somebody who's in their 30s, because these days it wouldn't be a CD tray, would it? It'd be
That's right.
a pod or something.
That's right.
Some kind of robotic thing.
I'm having a bit of an 80s revival at the moment, and in my CD tray, in my CD player on the old van, I've got Tina Turner, Foreign Affair album, awesome album,
Good album.
and I've got the best of Shakin' Stevens.
Shaky.
Love a bit of Shaky. So yeah, I'm having a bit of an 80s revival at the
A
moment.
little boogie woogie. In my CD tray right now is Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness by the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, I don't know.
Joe Satriani at Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Sheryl Crow at Shepherd's Bush Empire. She was good.
The Eagles.
The Eagles at Twickenham. Amazing. Bryan Adams, John Mayer, always amazing. Every time I've seen John Mayer, he's amazing.
Paul Rogers at the Royal Albert Hall. That was wicked.
The Free Spirit Tour, that was an amazing gig. What a voice, Paul Rogers. Aerosmith, Hyde Park.
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell at Hyde Park.
At Hyde Park. Chris Cornell.
Oh, yeah.
What a voice.
That was mental. That was probably the best. Chris Cornell. He was awesome, man. He was awesome that night.
there was some good ones. Caneta Astrodome, Manila, Philippines.
Yeah, the Thriller in Manila.
That was awesome. 10,000 people.
10,000 people, that was a good gig. Big screens up and everything. Freak Fest, our own concert that we used to put on in Woking Town Centre on Halloween night. That was always good because that was our home turf. Pulled a good crowd. What else? The launch show at the 100 Club.
That was a good night.
That was the most emotionally charged night, I think.
That was the launch of the album.
Yeah.
That was a good night. That was loud. That was a loud night.
Oh, Striper at the O2 Academy.
Striper, that was a good gig.
Full house. And that was probably our most professional performance, I guess, because by that point we just didn't care anymore.
We didn't care that night.
So we just walked out and did proper rocking.
And our manager said to us, our crew said to us, there's no one out there, just go out and have a good time. We walked out and it was a packed house. That was a good gig.
Guildfest was always good. We played with Guildfest, The Darkness, Alice Cooper, The Who. Who's the loudest band?
Well, that's going to be, I mean, if you're talking about sonically loud, I mean, you know, it's going to be the drummer, isn't it? Danny Wood is loud.
Yeah, he's psychologically unbalanced. He murders drum kits, man.
He's got a thing for murdering drum kits.
He's loud.
That boy is loud.
He's very, very, very powerful. He's probably the loudest musician we've ever worked with. Loud. Who's
I mean, in terms of generally loudness, then it's got to be him. You never shut up sometimes, especially if you've had jelly tot. If he's had sugar, then
yeah, well, jelly tot. Yeah, jelly tots before a show is a bad combination. Don't give me jelly tots.
He loves jelly tots right before he goes on stage, kids.
Yeah,
just throw him at the stage.
What, bags of jelly tots?
Yeah,
dangerous move.
Alex de la Fuente. Yeah, he's the guy you'll find.
Alex de la Fuente.
Deep in thought somewhere.
He's very internal. He'll internalise everything. I mean, I'm quite internal sometimes, but yeah, he's always thinking. He's got like a pondering face. He'll be thinking deeply about whether it's a C or a C sharp.
You.
I thought I was the loudest band member.
And the moodiest.
Am I moody? Shut up, I'm not moody. What are you talking about?
Not at all.
I'm not flip.
No, dude.
It's always the drummers.
It's always the drummers.
Drummers.
I don't know why it's the drummers.
They're very argumentative people, you know, drummers. Gotta love them. You can't have a band without a drummer.
Yeah.
Well, you can, but it'll sound like...
Favourite band hangout? We probably, if we were going to go for a night out, which we don't do these days anymore, not now that we've got children.
Too busy changing nappies, you know.
Favourite band hangout? If we were going to go out of an evening, you know.
We'd
probably end up in a Chinese restaurant somewhere, I think.
I've got to have a Chinese.
I think we would. I think we'd end up in a Chinese
or a curry.
Or a curry.
Go Indian.
Ruby Murray.
I might be an Indian.
Yeah, it might be. It could be. Chinese or an Indian, I reckon. Depends. If we were firing someone or hiring someone, then we used to congregate at the...
What was that place in the
top
of Woking?
Yeah, by the cinema there, the little coffee shop that used to be up.
If you got invited to the little coffee shop at the top of the Peacock Centre in Woking to have a conversation with us, you were either just about to get hired or fired. Yeah. That was our little...
Oh, good times, good times.
A drummist. I reckon sometimes I do fantasize about being the drummist in bands.
Yeah, I hear that, because me too.
Is it?
Yeah.
We could be two drummers in the same band. It could just be two drums.
Yeah.
Two drum kits.
Nothing else, just
Nothing
two
else,
drums.
yeah, just a 2-hour drum solo.
Cool.
Improvised.
Being a drummer is kind of like being the goalie in the football team. You're kind of stuck at the back there, but you can see the whole game. Keep an eye on everything, tidy up all the little scrappy bits to get through.
You know what's going on. I'd like to be the drummer in Reef. That'd be a wicked gig. Yeah, that'd be a wicked gig. You'd like to be the drummer in Status Quo, wouldn't you?
I'd love to be the drummer in Status Quo.
They've got Leon Cave at the moment, haven't
yeah. Leon, if you're leaving, just give me a shout.
You ain't got the air for it anymore, pal.
I got more hair on my backside than I got on my head, I'll tell you that. I think both have their place. Live is what you live for, to entertain, to perform, and studio, you've got more time to get things right. And
I think I favour the studio because it's a calmer environment, because you go in there, you can put your mood lighting on, you can light some candles, and you can just experiment, and you can take as long as you want, just chilling and experimenting and creating sounds, so there's no pressure. I think when you play live, there's more pressure because you've got to put on a good show, but that pressure is exciting because you get an adrenaline rush. And so even though there's a bit of anxiety and a bit of nerves, it's really exciting, and you know, you kind of explode. And
I'm nervous now just thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
Aye.
I don't know. This week, I'm preferring the studio. Ask me next week. Music, lots of it. So, what's next? We are going to be releasing a ton of content constantly on all social media platforms, through Instagram, through Facebook, through YouTube. You'll be able to basically hang out with the band 24/7 whenever you want. We are going to be working on album projects, but if you head over to www.dravenmusic.com, the brand new website, and sign up to become a fully fledged member for a small fee, and that money goes into us producing our content, you will have access to us 24/7. You'll be having private Zoom concerts in your living room. You can have Zoom fly on the wall sessions in our studio, where you can actually interact with us in the studio, ask us questions, make suggestions while we're recording music, Q&As with the band, meet and greets, and we're going to be releasing brand new music every single month right through the year, which is going to go straight to your inbox.
So head over there and sign up.
Sign up now.
Become a fully fledged tribe member.
Is that right?
I think so.